Building a successful business is way harder than doing 8 years in solitary confinement. And I know that sounds crazy, but I've been in many documentaries and TV interviews talking about how after the first 6 months of solitary confinement, it's not really even that big of a deal because we're creatures of habit and we get used to our surroundings, especially when everything day in, day out is the same thing. The real problem comes when you're getting out. Now, granted, that's also keeping in mind that during the rest of the time in solitary confinement, you got to keep the body and mind active, and it forces you to do a lot of self-discipline to make sure you're constantly learning and staying busy and working out with what you have with what you have at your disposal, because if not, you start to self-destruct. And then getting out is a nightmare when you're going from no stimuli to the whole world is just all the stuff that goes on a daily basis. And now, I spent 8 years in solitary confinement and I've been out for 13 years now. Turned my whole life around. Been far from perfect, but there's been many business failures since then, and I've learned a lot of good lessons. And I'm telling you, even though there's been a lot more people statistically that have created successful businesses than have spent 8 years in solitary confinement, that's more because there's more people trying to be businesses than be the level of dumbass that I was in order to get myself in that position in the first place. I also want to differentiate between making money and building a successful business, because anyone could be a one-hit wonder, make some money here and there, but to actually create a successful business is a whole different ballgame because of the level of knowledge and hard work and persistence that you need in order to set something up so it's a successful business versus you just made some money. That's just a whole different level. And honestly, I can say that it's taken this whole 13 years to be able to understand exactly how to do this right and to take on all the failures and to get my ass kicked like I have and to learn the lessons that I have. It's taken all of that to really be able to get where I am now so that I can build what I've built. And that's not even saying I've succeeded in this last venture. Like, now I created this software and I know I created something finally that is really going to make it. But I'm still in the process of building it. I'm just at the point where I know I finally have created something of true value that I'm not going to make the same mistakes I've made in the past to lose it. And really, if it wasn't for the 8 years of solitary confinement and learning that amount of self-discipline that I did in there in order to keep sane, I wouldn't have been able to get out and do what I've done now. I can't really say that I regret having to go through this difficult path that I have, because if that's what's landed me here, then I guess that's what it takes to turn me from a real dumbass to somebody of value.